Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're well. I'm not sure what message is going to come through today, but Spirit keep putting in my head Kendrick Lamar, they're not like us. Particularly the line where he says, trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. That one keeps coming into my head. And they're saying that we are coming to a karmic closing of a cycle that is connected to the Dark Ages. And the Dark Ages, I think that is between the fall of the Roman Empire and the Resonance, like I don't know if I said that word right, that time period, but they keep saying we're at the end of a cycle and it's connected to the Dark Ages. So there's a lot of darkness that is coming to the surface that has always been there, that's kind of always been lurking behind the scenes in the shadows of a lot of human beings on the planet right now, and that has been going on for decades. Which is why you're seeing a lot of people being exposed within the public eye. And you're probably noticing people being exposed within your own community, maybe even in your personal lives. And a lot of it is connected to the abuse of minors and women. Yeah, because they're saying sexual deviancy. So it's connected to the abuse of children. So what do the collective need to hear? Thank you. Okay, so this poem says, angels delight, roses in sight, winged messengers, the sounds of time, Egyptian eyes, I've seen you before, but it's so much more than just surface level. The pebble is thrown, a ripple is known, angelic drones lead both souls home. To one another the dove wings flutter, an embrace is imminent, pull the red thread, you couldn't dream up what lies ahead. So obviously at the end of a cycle, when one cycle closes and when it is connected to what they're saying is the Dark Ages, it is a sign that we're moving into a cycle that is a lot lighter, that doesn't have such a heaviness, such a heavy karmic energy that is connected to it. And I keep hearing the new dawn and the golden age, the new dawn and the golden age. So this is the cycle that humanity is moving towards, a cycle where people are more connected to what is right and more connected to the heart and to soul, to spirituality. Because I feel like a lot of the world is has been in the dark, has been in chaos, has been in darkness, hasn't been connected to the Most High, to God and to Mother Earth. People forget about being connected to Mother Earth because Mother Earth is alive and we are on this realm. This is her domain. But what I'm getting with here, there's been a lot of eyes. I'm seeing eyes and they're like looking from the shadows. It isn't necessarily evil eye. It's just eyes that have always been watching humanity, and eyes that are pulling the strings from behind the scenes. So we will never see these people's faces. You will never see their eyes. You will never see their faces. They're always going to be in the shadows. They're always going to be behind the scenes. But it's these people who are connected to the exposure of those that is going on the planet right now. So those who have always been behind the scenes pulling the strings, who you will never know their names, you will never know who they are, they're the ones who are exposing these people right now. And the next poem we have here says, once upon a time, read the magical book. I invite you to flick through my pages, go on, have a look. The little girl beamed as the story evolved. She couldn't have seen what was yet to be told. You will unlock your magic, the Akashic record spoke. This lifetime is most significant, a wrapping up of karmic debt. Learn to keep your soul secrets. Not everything sacred is to be shared, never forget. Yeah. So it literally says there, a wrapping up of karmic debt. And I've always felt like I incarnated in this lifetime as a wrapping up. So basically finish out and close out a cycle, which is why I had to deal with a lot of shit at an early age, because it needed to come up to the surface and be cleared quickly so I could then get on with my purpose, my mission at an earlier age instead of later in life. And I feel like a lot of you feel like your soul has come here basically just to wrap things up, to clear things up. So you can get on with your divine mission, or you can just simply be here to experience being in joy and in bliss because you've worked through all of your karma. Just going to move my mic. Can we get one more poem, please, Spirit? Giving us two. I feel at home in the dark, she proclaims, as she stares into the sacred flame. It flickers and spits as it calls out her name. I am both chaotic and still, the flame proclaims. I see your soul, I know all names. It's time, my child, to awaken me. Your flame within lies latent, you see. Ignite your fire, let it feed your soul, for the night is coming and you are coming home. I'm being taken to a past life memory that I used to have when I was younger. I used to have this dream all the time that I was, and it is connected to ancient Rome, of being a Vestal virgin. So I used to have these past life visions and dreams that I was a Vestal virgin in a past life, but I was very connected to this life and this lifetime. Like, this is what I came here to clear and finish up. So I was having this dream that I was walking through a corridor, and it led down into another corridor that went into which looked like a really beautiful space, a really beautiful temple, and the walls had gold on. So when I first started walking, they were kind of concrete and they would shift to gold. And I was walking down. I was obviously being led into this sacred area, into a temple. And there was this huge flame, and there was these women who were surrounding it, and we were all dressed in these beautiful white robes. And I knew that we were all high priestesses. And that is what the memory they're bringing up into my head. So I feel like a lot of you could be having a lot of past life visions and dreams coming up at the moment. Or if you're having dreams like these, or dreams that you don't really understand, and visions that you don't understand that are connected to past ages, but it does feel like it's you in a different body in that age. These are coming from your past life, and it's coming from your Akashic records, your soul's records. So where your soul has travelled before, this is what is coming up to the surface right now for a lot of people. So a lot of you could have had past lives in ancient Rome. Obviously, a lot of people right now have past lives in ancient Egypt. But Rome is coming up a lot in this reading. And they said that the Dark Ages is connected to the fall of the Roman Empire. The last poem we've got here says, "The Lord is my shepherd." She recites the Psalm 23, her head bowed down and her hands to her knees. "Please lift this heaviness. I feel a dark cloud hovering over me." She couldn't take it anymore, so pleaded with the Lord. Then a sudden force pulled the tension from her back. It told her to pick up the slack and pray more often to free yourself from a state of lack. The fog cleared from her heart and crown. She began to raise her head. Years it had been wearing the same old frown. Now each day she begins to shine away, hands and head held high, as she recites her prayers to the God above the sky. So a lot of you could have been praying a lot right now, or just turning more to your spirituality, whatever that is for you. But you've been praying a lot right now and speaking more to yourself, to your ancestors, and to your spiritual court. So a lot of you, this end of this karmic cycle is going to feel a lot more heavy for people who are more sensitive. So for those of you who call yourself empaths, I can't even talk properly, so it could be attacking your throat chakra right now. So you might want to do some clearing there. But you'll be feeling a lot more. You'll be feeling everything. You'll be feeling all of this chaos. You'll be feeling how people right now are a bit confused or a bit shocked about how some people are being exposed, but you're not so shocked about other people. For some people, it's very, very easy to see the masks that they were wearing. You can tell that they were just full of shit, basically, is what Spirit is saying. You could tell, you could see right through it. You could see right through their mask and whatever cloak or whatever charm spell they thought they had on the world, you could see through it. But other people, you couldn't necessarily see through it. And sometimes when you look at people and they have committed evil acts, you can see the evil very clearly in their eyes. You can see there's a sinisterness about them. You can see it in their eyes, and you can see it in the energy field around them, because you can't hide who you are in your energy body. It doesn't matter what kind of like occultist you go to, what magic and spells you can get put on you to cloak your energy. At some point, it's going to show. And the eyes are the window to the soul. So some people, you can literally see that they're sinister. But other people, when you look at them, you can see the humanness, and you can see God. And it will be harder to see the evil acts that they have actually committed. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are confused about at the moment. And this isn't just to do with people on the world stage who are being exposed right now. But it's also like people in communities, people around you who maybe you've always known, even people that you've grown up with. And I think a lot of people are feeling a bit, I'm hearing the word foolish and fall. So you may be feeling like a fool, that you had been fooled. Let me get a messages, please, Spirit. Let me get messages about this karmic cycle connected to the Dark Ages, please, Spirit. We have 8 of Swords. Yeah, so you see how she is basically in chains, in bondage. And she can't see. She's got her head bowed down. And she's surrounded by these swords that are acting like a cage. And this is the kind of energy that a lot of the collective have been feeling at the moment, because it is connected to those Dark Ages. And many people are saying right now that the empire is falling. Like the certain aspects of the Western world that are falling, which is true, because their foundation wasn't that strong to begin with. Or it isn't going to be strong when we're walking into this new dawn. So the foundation needs to be completely ripped away so we can build anew. And this is what is happening, but it's got a lot of people feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling helpless, feeling like this is the end. And you've probably heard a lot of people right now speaking about how this time that we're in is the rapture. Like this is the end. This must be the end. And I feel like a lot of people who usually have answers, who you can usually go to for advice, or are usually quick to speak on things, don't know what to say. Because I keep wanting to trip over my words, and I feel like there's an attack going on in the throat chakra. So a lot of truth seekers, those of you who feel like you are truth seekers who connect with that, and mystics, maybe feeling like your energy body is being attacked right now, and it is. And we have judgment, so we are in a period of judgment. Like the horn is being called, you can hear the horn being called from God and from Mother Earth, from each corner of the earth. There's so much exposure going on, and there's so many people right now who are being pulled up. And these are people who are very connected to themselves, to the heart, who have done the work, who are very close to God, and who move from their humanity. These people are being risen up, being pulled up, are ascending. Then you've got those who have fallen into the darkness. So you've got those who didn't learn from the cycle that has been repeating, that is connected to the dark ages. They didn't learn. They just repeated the cycle thinking they can get away with it. It's got like a kind of like a cocky, narcissistic feel. They felt like they could get away with it, doing what they want, kind of literally like acting and playing as if they are God. They're being pushed back down. And I feel like they're being pushed down. They're being caged. They're being put away. So a lot of people are going to be hearing the phrase innocent until proven guilty. So a lot of people right now are being found that they are guilty, and they're going to be locked up, and they're going to be caged, and they're going to be feeling like this. But they brought it upon themselves. And I'm also hearing now, you sow what you reap, or you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. What else, Spirit? Jesus. I feel like I was doing a puzzle then. Like the tarot deck literally shifted to a puzzle. It's like I was doing a puzzle. And I have said before that every single human being that is alive right now is a piece of the puzzle. Like we all hold a truth. We all hold a gift. We all hold a piece of the puzzle. And we need each other so we can come together. And then the whole full picture can come together and we can see more clearly. We have the devil. Not surprising. So this is that heavy bondage energy that is now being seen from what it really is. So those people who have more of this devil energy within them than they do God, who act on this devil energy more than they do act and move from a place of God, they are being exposed, they're being seen. And I'm hearing glamour magic. So anyone who did have glamour magic on them, or who was cloaked in some way from people seeing who they truly were, that magic is being ripped off. It's not working anymore. We have, the Nine of Cups and the Empress that has come out together. So that is a wish fulfillment. It's success, a wish fulfillment. It's, I'm hearing satisfaction, and I'm always being shown like a king who's very overweight, who has a very big belly, and he's kind of rubbing his belly, and he's like slapping his belly because it's full. He's eating like a really big meal, drinking all of the alcoholic drinks that he's wanted to drink, and he's happy with himself. But I'm seeing that happiness and that state is not going to last long. Because the divine feminine has risen. And it's the divine feminine, it's this Empress energy that is revealing who people truly are. Particularly those who are harming children and women. And obviously it includes men who have been abused as well. But particularly women and children. Because men are protectors. Men are the divine shield. Men were chosen by God to protect women and children. But there's a lot of men on the planet, women too. But there's a lot of men on the planet who are doing the reverse of that. Who are using that power and that physical advantage they have over women and children to abuse it. To abuse them and put them down and control. I'm hearing the word control. The divine feminine right now. And I'm seeing this as keys. She's holding a huge set of keys. It's like a caretaker key. You know, the caretakers will often have the master key. The key that can open any lock. She holds a key that can open many doors and many locks. And she's giving these keys out to those who are truly connected to the heart. And women who are truly connected to their womb. She's giving them keys. So a lot of you may notice, particularly if you're a woman, you have certain gifts that are coming on board right now. You could have things going on within your womb, not just when you're on your period, if you're of age still where you can have a period, but you may notice things going on within your womb. So maybe your womb is making like sounds. Maybe it's moving. Maybe you can literally feel it like contracting. But there's like, it's just strange sensations that are going on within this area, particularly women in the womb. And it's because the womb is being activated, it's being awakened. And this is also to prepare certain women for souls that you were supposed to carry and give birth to. Because these souls are going to completely lead us into this new dawn, into this new cycle. They are generational starters. What else, Spirit? Yeah, the divine feminine is being put back up in her place. So again, they're talking about how the divine feminine has been rising. She has been rising for a while now. And it's also this primitive and this primordial power that is attached to like Kali Ma energy that has also been on the planet right now. And I'm hearing royalty. So a lot of people you're being risen back into that state of royalty, of being in your power and of really seeing yourself for who you truly are, of all the beauty and the light and the good that you hold within, this royalness that you do have about you. And it's like an otherworldly royalness that a lot of you do have about you. And when I say you're being moved up, this also includes having enough resources, having the money that you need, having the material items that you need. Because yeah, obviously everything in this realm is not all about money, but you do need money to survive. You need a roof over your head, you need food, you need clothes. And then when you do have the money that you need and then a bit more, you can use that money a bit more to travel or buy yourself luxuries. It's like the divine feminine wants more people in this world to be living in luxury. The people that deserve to be living in luxury. She wants them living in luxury. And you will be very soon. You're being risen up. And you see how this card, it has butterflies everywhere, which are connected to transformation and change. So a lot of these people right now who are being exposed on the world stage, and they are talking about when it's connected to Hollywood, those kind of industries, famous people, people in the public eye, who are being exposed for who they really are and what they've been doing behind the scenes. This is paving the way for us, closing out the cycle and moving into that end cycle. It's basically God saying that you can't get away with this. The truth will always be exposed. But it's also the divine is wanting us to be aware of those who we will never know their names, we'll never know their eyes, we will never know their faces, who have been the puppeteers. There is a downfall happening with them too. And they're basically trying to save time or save face. They're trying to save their face. They don't ever want their face to be out there. So this is why they're kind of allowing these other people to go first. And I'm seeing dominoes, like dominoes falling. But they're the ones who are pushing the domino down and allowing these people to fall before them. So it kind of buys them more time. And we have Queen of what I just heard, don't say that. So they don't want people to know. They want to keep being in the shadows. They want to keep being hidden, but the truth always comes to light. We have Queen of Wands. Again, that divine feminine energy, being in your power. And I'm hearing making money moves. Making money moves. So a lot of people who have been in poverty and have been feeling stuck, particularly when it comes to resource, particularly when it comes to money, or you just being seen for the talent and the ability that you have, you felt stuck. Or sometimes you probably even felt like has someone done magic on me? Am I being hidden? Is God hiding me? For some people, yes, you were hidden. For other people, because we were in that cycle connected to the dark ages, and like I said, magic in this world does exist. They use certain glamour magic to push certain people into the public eye so they can appear as better than they are. But they kind of put like a shine on them that isn't necessarily there. It's not coming from within. They put this shine on them. And I am seeing that the shine was taken from regular people, that the shine was taken and put onto this person. and that shine is now coming back to you. So some of you might be quite shocked at how you are going to level up and how you are going to be seen now by other people, because you're so used to being in the shadows. You were so used to being that person behind the scenes and not having your face out there. So there's like a swapping going on. Like they keep talking about those eyes who lurk in the shadows, who've always been watching, and who we can't see them, or we'll never know who they are. There's like and then those of you who've been feeling like you were invisible, you weren't seen, and how you haven't been getting in life what you deserve. So you're obviously someone who is a good person and you do move from the heart. There's like a swapping going on. So you're now going to be seen and put out there. And these other people are being exposed for who they really are, and then they're going to be locked away. They're going back to the Dark Ages because they didn't learn, so clearly they still want to be there. So they're going to be moved back by God to the Dark Ages. And then everybody else is going to be moved into the Golden Age, moved into the light, moved into the spotlight, into the main stage. Do you want any more from this deck? No. Look at the bottom of the deck. We've got... I always connect this card to Archangel Michael. Obviously, Archangel Michael is God's right hand. Archangel Michael carries the sword and the shield. So he's prepped and ready for war. But also the sword represents clarity. It represents boundaries. It represents truth. So truth will always come to light. They keep saying this. And they're going to say it a lot throughout this reading. The truth will always come to light. This one. What do the collective need to hear right now, Spirit? Whoa. Some of you might be dreaming of like symbols that are connected to different languages. But you're seeing like ancient symbols that are connected to ancient languages. It could be like old Greek and Latin. Things like that. I'm seeing these symbols. You could be dreaming about these symbols. And I feel like in past life, obviously you would have spoken that language, so you understand it. So in your dream state, when you're in the astral, you understand what these symbols mean. If you are having these dreams, when you wake up, if you can draw them down quickly and then write down what the meaning is before you forget. Because I feel like when you wake up, it's as if it gets like wiped from your memory. So when you wake up and you still remember, you want to quickly be getting that out and writing it down. And if you are out and about and you suddenly remember, again, you want to quickly write it down. And if you can, draw out the letters, the symbols that you'll see. We have here Gaia Gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. I'm also getting with that some of you could be out and about. Like I'm seeing someone on the train and you're hearing other people have conversations and they're not speaking in your language, but you know exactly what they're saying. And you're kind of sitting there like, why do I know what they're talking about? Because I know maybe you speak English. You're like, I know they're not speaking English. How can I understand the whole conversation? And there's an activation going on of your spiritual gifts, but also the fact that we are all connected. So it's kind of that telepathic ability that has been awakened, but it's been awakened in a lot of people now. Yeah, so we had the Gaia Gateway activation. And I love how it has the rainbow down here. I'm hearing taking back the rainbow. We're taking back the rainbow. And obviously at the end of the rainbow, they're known to have the pot of gold there. So there's a lot of gold, whether this is connected to your health, whether this is connected to wealth in terms of like money. There's gold coming in for people, but it's coming in different ways. So if you've always struggled with your love life, you're going to have gold coming into your love life. If you've always struggled with money, you've got gold coming in the form of money. If you've always struggled when it came to your purpose or like happiness, like why you were here, there's gold coming in that way. So it's different for all of you. I'm also seeing a volcano, and there is lava. If you see, there's lava there. So it's like the volcano has erupted and it's been pouring down. And again, I feel like that is connected to the Dark Ages and the fact that we're ending out that karmic cycle. As I said, I'm really struggling to get this message out and speak properly. And obviously, when you are a true seeker and you're onto something, the energies and entities and spirits that are against humanity, that don't want to see humanity rising up, when you are speaking truths that you've tapped into that they don't necessarily want you to be tapping into, that you will get psychically attacked in that way. So you do want to be upping your prayer, your spiritual protection, and your spiritual hygiene, making sure that your auric field, your chakra system is all balanced and aligned, that your auric field doesn't have any holes or any gaps in, because if there's a hole, if there's a gap, it will be filled by something. So you want to make sure it's filled by you, filled by your light, filled by your intention, filled by your will. I just had deja vu. So a lot of you could be experiencing deja vu right now. But again, because we are closing out this cycle, it is going to feel like that. They say that history always repeats itself. And right now it's repeating itself, but there's also a closing out of the cycle. So it will feel very deja vu-y. And if you're having all of those like past life visions and dreams coming up, it could even be thoughts. You could be having thoughts of how your past life would have thought back then. It's just thought forms that need to come up to the surface and be cleared and be lifted. Some of you will benefit from going to a shaman, from shamanic healing, particularly if you do have like the essence or the spirit of who you were in that past life still attached to you in this life, because that can happen. We can carry the essence and the spirit of who we've been before with us now, and sometimes they can act as a block. So you do want to be asking for them to be released. What else, Spirit? Can I get... Thank you. We have Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. Literally what I just said. Some of you could be dreaming about books that look like this. Like sacred books, old books, sacred scrolls. You could be drawn to like going to libraries. Going to like... But this is like big... I'm hearing big majestic libraries that have a lot of like old books. You could be called to be visiting these kind of libraries, or just libraries that are huge. I'm just seeing a library that goes on forever. May not be a library, it could be a bookstore. It could be like a bookstore that's known as a tourist attraction. And you could be visiting this bookstore, and Spirit are saying to buy a book. Don't leave without a book, they're saying, to buy a book. And this book is going to help you come to a realization of what you're currently going through. Or maybe if you've got gifts coming up to the surface, you don't understand them. This book is going to help you have an aha moment and realize what is going on within you and how to really claim this gift. Some of you, again, I keep seeing gold. It's connected to gold. Some of you, it's like a gold thread. Others, it's a gold spark. Some, it's a gold egg. Like you hold a gold egg that has a lot of wisdom that you are supposed to awaken within yourself. You want to be walking your talk. So you want to be using whatever gift or talent this is first. Making sure that it works for you in your life and for others around you. And then you're meant to share this. You're meant to share this with the wider world. And the card that came out with that one is Order of Melchizedek. I can't say that word properly. Embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. And look at that. This is giving me, I don't know if you've ever seen the Avatar movie and cartoons, when, you know, when he's awakened, when he was frozen in the water all of those years, and then he's activated and awakened, and then his eyes light up. He has a symbol here that lights up. His whole being just lights up, and you see this light that shoots out of the water and out of the sky. That's what I'm seeing. Some of you may love watching the Avatar cartoon movie. I know there's programs as well. You could have watched a lot of them. But you are being activated in this way right now, which is why you're so drawn to programs like that. You could be watching other supernatural programs. Other programs that are connected to witchcraft. And it's like every single element within you. So fire, earth, water, air, all of these elements within Mother Earth are being activated and awakened right now, but they're also being activated and awakened in humanity as a whole. And being drawn to this symbol in the middle, this is what I mean. Some of you have been dreaming about symbols and letters, and they're like an ancient language, but you know what they mean. The Spirit are wanting you to write it down to help you remember, because the more you remember, it's going to be quicker for you to remember going forward. And this is what I call this realm. It's a game of remembrance. The human side kind of blocks us from remembering, but the soul knows everything. They also have been saying recently a lot to not give up at the last hurdle. So many of you are very, very close to your goal and to your mission. You're very, very close. Don't give up at the last hurdle. Can we get one card from this deck, please, Spirit? From the Dark Mirror deck. Okay, giving us 2. This one says masquerade, yeah. Masquerading as something that you're not. And this goes both ways. You can have people who will wear masks and masquerade, acting as if they're more good than they are. And you've got other people who wear masks and masquerade, acting as if they're more dark or evil than they actually are. Maybe because they want to keep people away from them. They don't want people near them. But it goes both ways, they're saying. And it could also to do with the fact where they've kind of stolen other people's light. And you know, a lot of people right now online have been talking about destiny swapping. So destiny swapping is when someone else wants to literally be you, have your life, walk in your shoes, have your destiny. And that was going on when it came to like Hollywood, famous people in the public eye. It's like they were taking other people's shine and putting it onto these stars. You could also be dreaming about a lot of darkness, maybe about being in a cave. About volcanoes. It's coming through. I'm also seeing black roses, spiders, spider webs. You could be dreaming about things that are connected to the darkness and that are connected to the dark side of the moon, they're saying. Seeing Mulan. So you could have enjoyed watching Mulan as a child. The cartoon might have messages in it for you. But there is a song, and I think it speaks about the dark side of the moon in the song. I forgot the name of the song. No, they want me to Google it. Let me pause it while I Google the name of the song. I'll Make a Man Out of You. That is what it's called. Mulan, I'll Make a Man Out of You. So that song has a message in for some of you guys. But obviously that movie, she dresses up and pretends to be a man. She pretends to be her dad in order to go to war because her dad is injured. And she knows if he was to go to war, he's not going to come back. So she pretends and takes her father's place and gets away with it for a while. And then she ends up assisting in defeating the Huns, I think they were called. And she activates the dragon, which is from her ancestral line. So she has her ancestors, her spiritual court that are walking with her throughout that movie. But it's also a reflection of how the divine feminine has risen up, and how women have stepped into their power and become warriors. But what a spirit is saying is you don't need to pretend to be something that you're not. You don't need to pretend to be a man or walk into a man's place. Women are a warrior in their own way because we are both different, and men and women are very much needed, very significant pieces of the puzzle. We need each other. And the next card that we have here is the child I was meant to be. And look how she's got her glow back. Look at all this yellow. So again, that's connected to the solar plexus. It's connected to the womb. So your shine is coming back to you. Your power is coming back to you. Obviously, you need to be claiming it. You need to assist and claim it. It comes back to you. Not just claim or assist, demand. Demands that anything that you have given away or anything that was taken, that it was returned to you. You could also be seeing a lot of flashes of purple. Like a violet purple light. This is connected to your crown. And when you are activating like this, you will be seeing a lot of orbs and a lot of lights. And you will be drawn to light in general. You could find yourself staring, like if you've got candles on in your room, you could find yourself just staring at the flame, being mesmerised by the flame, that sort of thing. But they do say as well, staring at a candle, staring at a flame does help. It's like meditation, isn't it? But it does help to awaken your third eye. But a lot of you are getting this shine back. And it may have been taken away from you when you were a child. Maybe you were abused as a child. I'm hearing victim. Yes, and many of you would have been victims when you were a child. And there was a seed that was planted when you were a child, but it was kind of stomped out. Stomped out by the predator. They're saying it was stomped out, and now you're watering. You've been watering this flower again. You've been talking to it. You've been nurturing it, and you're bringing it back to life. And this is this beautiful flower, or the seed that you did plant as a child. It's now growing in your hands, and you're holding it, and you're nurturing it, and you're healing yourself. When you nurture and grow this plant, you're healing yourself. You're healing your childhood self. A lot of you have done so much work on reprogramming, healing your inner child. I'm seeing a peacock. Peacock feathers. So you could be seeing peacock feathers everywhere. This one. Let me get a few messages from this deck, please, Spirit. The Bridge of Waters. And that's what it feels like right now, that we are kind of in a void state, in a void period, and we're crossing a bridge. So we're crossing a bridge in darkness, but we are about to come out of it. And every single person who is walking across this bridge is holding a candle, holds the flame of God, holds the spark of God. And you see this light that is right there, that has always been there behind us. Then this light is leading the way, but there's also light that you're holding that is leading the way. And if you look here, there's a light that's kind of peeking out from behind her. So this is your spiritual court and your ancestors, who've always had your back, who've always been rooting for you to win, who've always been walking beside you, even when you've gone through horrific experiences. And again, when we're born, you incarnate into this realm, some things can happen that your soul didn't necessarily contract or sign up to. They can happen because this realm is so dense and there is a spiritual war going on. So some things can happen that you didn't actually sign up for. And they want me to relay that message to you. So maybe some of you had been telling yourself in the past, oh, this was supposed to happen, it was meant to happen, my soul must have signed up to this, or I must have done something in a past life. They're saying no. Some things happen because this world is very dense right now, and there is a war going on. So unfortunately you got caught up in a battle that wasn't meant for you. And this is what is happening with a lot of victims who are victims of people who are being exposed now on the world stage. These victims got caught up in a battle that was never meant for them. We have the Maiden and the Sun. So that is the... kind of like the, I would say, the page, you know, like the page in tarot. So the pages represents the child. So this is that part of humanity, the Maiden and the Sun, that hasn't moved into adulthood, that is still quite immature, can sometimes act out of a place that is me, all about me, that's quite selfish. That's what Spirit are talking about here. And they're saying how now we are healing this, and we are healing this together. And they're talking about intimacy. And they're talking about how when you are intimate with the right person, this is extremely powerful. And this can actually cause this to happen. You to be activated in this way. It causes your kundalini to completely uncoil, rise, and connect to your human self with your higher self. Connect you to your true divinity. So when you are intimate with the right person, that is what happens. You know, there has been a lot of sexual deviancy, they keep saying, on the earth for a while in this realm. There has been a lot of that going on, and this is one of the quickest way to gain access to somebody's life force. It is a very quick way to destiny swap, and it is a very quick way to knock somebody off of their foundation, to knock somebody off of their path, to rip the divinity from someone. And they're saying this is what we've been healing. And that healing starts with the child within us, with the inner child, both in men and in women. It starts with really nurturing yourself and really holding the space for yourself and diving deep within and not being afraid to face the darkness that lives within you. Because everyone has darkness within them. Everyone has the potential to commit evil within them, and it's that truth. It's accepting and surrendering to that truth. Going within yourself and facing the darkness and demons that live within you. Because when people are being exposed like this on the world stage, they're reflecting something that exists within humanity, that exists within us all. And we're being asked to go within and pull this darkness out and look in the mirror. I'm hearing Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. So to look in the mirror yourself. Where do you hold this darkness within yourself? Where do you hold sickness within yourself? And how can you heal it? And why is it there? What is it teaching you? But I'm really drawn to this flower that she is holding here. So a lot of you are gaining your flowers. And you're about to receive a bouquet of flowers from your spiritual court. So this will be a blessing. It will be a gift. It will be different for each one of you. I feel like you kind of sense, you know what's about to come in. You can sense it. We have the Lord of the Underworld. Yeah. There's a lot of demons being slayed right now. All over Mother Earth. A lot of demons being slayed. And they're running in fear. I'm hearing that they're running in fear. They're running away from what is light, what is holy, and what is golden. They're running away now. They're actually scared. So before they were cocky, they were kind of narcissistic, thinking they were going to get away with it, thinking they can continue playing God. And they're quickly realizing that they're about to meet their maker. And they're trying to run away. I'm hearing they can't get away fast enough. Okay, I'm going to move on to this deck. Can we get a few messages from this deck, please, Spirit? Some of you may be using a tincture of the blue lotus. I'm just staring this at the back. So you might be using a tincture of connected to the blue lotus for healing. Healing and realignment, Spirit is saying. If not, you're drawn to, you might be seeing it everywhere, because I'm seeing a blue lotus tincture. You could be seeing that. So that may be a sign for you to purchase it. It will assist your physical body and your spiritual body. We have Sekhmet, change and healing. So this is what is happening right now with everyone on the planet. And I'm drawn to this Ankh, and also seeing it as a key. The key to self, the key to life. The key to being sovereign, the key to being free. I'm hearing we've been handing the keys. Remember, the key came up earlier from the Divine Feminine. So when the Divine Feminine is fully risen, and she basically is, she's almost there when she's fully risen, we will have access to these huge caretaker keys that she is holding. We will have access to them. Or the right people will have access to them. Those who aren't going to gatekeep, Spirit is saying, those who aren't going to try and sell this knowledge for absurd amounts of money just to benefit themselves. Those who are actually going to share, and it's coming from a place of the heart. They know it's going to better the collective. It's going to better the world. I'm also drawn to this belt around her womb. So maybe some of you have been wearing certain beads or crystals around your womb, or maybe you just always wear a belt. Some of you could actually wear like a belt around your womb, and it's a ceremonial belt, and you see how she's got the same blue thread that's around her neck. So a lot of women, when you're doing this womb healing, when you're healing your womb, you're healing your throat chakra. When you're healing your throat chakra, you're healing your womb. They're both very, very connected. And this is what was happening while I was struggling so much in the beginning to like get my words out, but I wasn't struggling before the reading and speaking properly. So that is obviously the psychic attack and the stamping out that has been happening on the womb, on women. Because there has been a huge attack on women, which is why we were seeing the debate of what is a woman, and why there are so many delusional men who want to be walking around claiming that they are a woman, that they have a womb, that they have periods, that they can bleed. They can't. There's no debate there needed to have. They can't. Men are men, women are women. That is it. And we need each other. There is a reason that the divine created men as men and women as women in this way, and in this perfectly orchestrated divine way. We need each other. We are the key to each other. We are home to each other. And we activate each other's divinity and light. We have a Selket, magical protection. I love how she's wearing all green, like she's cloaked in green. So green is connected to the heart, to Mother Earth, to abundance. So some of you may need to be visualizing cloaking yourself in green light. And this would be connected to Archangel Raphael, if you call Archangel Raphael to assist you with healing. But right now, really be tapping into your ancestry, into your roots, into really becoming grounded and rooted in your family tree, in your tree of life, I'm hearing. Really connect to your family tree and your tree of life. And you want to be calling in your ancestors of your highest good to assist you right now in fully closing out this cycle. You're moving away from this darkness and moving more towards the golden age, the golden dawn. And I feel like a lot of you right now are very open. You're very open to spirit. You're very open to yourself. You've really been delving into yourself and kind of seeing yourself as a mystery, as a puzzle, looking at yourself with intrigue, and they want you to continue doing so. Because if you think about it, every single human being on the planet, there was a world in every single human being on the planet. Every single human being's soul has travelled somewhere before, regardless of whether they believe in reincarnation or not. So it is exciting when you start looking at it from that perspective. You start seeing yourself from that perspective. You literally are a soul having a human experience. There's so much more to you than just who you are in this lifetime, right? Let me get one more card from this deck, please, Spirit. Thank you. Look at that. Energy healing. You could be seeing this symbol everywhere. Maybe you have jewelry. I have a necklace that was brought to me by my little brother. Some of you could have jewelry that was brought with you, gifted to you from a family member or someone you just deem and consider as family. But this is what a lot of people are being led to. You're being led home. You're being led to the right people, to your soul family, to those who you choose as family. And you're going to be meeting a lot of people in the near future and they just feel like home. It just feels right. You just connect straight away. You vibe straight away. And you know that this person has your back and you have their back. You know that this person moves in love and they move in their sovereignty. They're standing in who they are supposed to be. They're authentic. And so are you. So you're a match in that way. And this is both platonic and romantic. And for those of you who have spirit babies around you who are trying for babies, this is going to be the same thing with your children coming through. Like, you know these souls from past lives and you're going to understand more about what their mission is and how best to guide them, what they need. You'll be much more connected to each other on a telepathic level moving forward. And that's because the Divine Feminine is handing us keys. Those who are deserving being handed keys. And they're saying chosen. So you may hear a lot of people online talking about the chosen ones. But you're a chosen one when you stand in your divinity and being sovereign. And when you are authentic. When you're really truly connected to yourself, to your higher self, to God, to Mother Earth. That's when you are chosen. Can we finish off with a few cards from this deck, please, Spirit? Thank you. We have Guru Ram Das, miraculous movement. Harmony surrounds you, expect miracles. Some of you could be doing sound healing. I'm hearing and seeing sound healing because you could be doing sound healing right now. If not, that will benefit you at the moment to have sound healing. Also seeing colour therapy. But with this as well, you always want to be your own guru. You want to be your own guru, you want to be your own sister or your own brother. You don't want to be putting another human being on a pedestal. And I mean, that can't be made any more clear now with all these people being exposed. I mean, some of them you kind of could sense that they were a bit suspect, right? But others is going to shock you when they're being exposed of who they truly are. And it could even be people who claim to be gurus, who are in the spiritual community, who claim to be really connected to themselves and to God when in fact they aren't. They're just being a trickster, I'm hearing, a trickster. So there's a lot of tricksters right now who are being exposed, whose masks are coming off, who's cloaking. If they had magic cloaking on them, it's being removed. Any spell work that is rooted in darkness is being removed, I'm hearing. Can I get one more card from this deck, please, Spirit? Thank you. We have Thoth, divine magic. The teacher awakens, the student becomes the master. Look at that light again, the activation, like the avatar activation, which is happening with a lot of people on the planet. And this, I'm seeing this like a shamanic crown. The shamanic head thing that they wear, the crowning. So a lot of you could have a lineage and a heritage that is connected to shamanism. But a lot of people on the planet right now are really being awoken. I'm seeing a fish was connected to Pisces. Some of you could be Pisces. But it says here, the teacher awakens, the student becomes the master. So a lot of you who kept going to other people for maybe like certain services, like coaching or healing, or maybe a psychic. You're realizing now that you had the answers all along. You had the key to yourself all along. And they may have assisted you in awakening or leading you to a certain aha moments and realizations. but you always knew the information and advice that they were giving you all along. Maybe you just needed that kick up the arse. But a lot of you right now are moving into that teacher role. That you're becoming that teacher, you're becoming that master, because you've done so much work on yourself and you've earned that self-mastery, because you've found the self-mastery for you. And a lot of you're walking the path of the heart, you're walking the path that is right, you're walking the moral compass. And when you do that, it can take longer. And you do hit a lot of obstacles along the way, a lot of trials and tribulations. But these are all tests. Sometimes they're tests, sometimes these obstacles needed to be there to see how you could work out this puzzle, how to work out how to get over it. So then you could access like the next key. It's kind of seeing it like a video game, like you hop over a certain obstacle, and this is like a path, right? So the path is blocked, there's a tree trunk there, there's something else there. You work out how to get around. When you've got around it, there's a key or an unk, and then you can claim it, grab it, and you put it into your heart. That's what I'm seeing, and that's what a lot of you have been doing. I'm going to do some work on my throat chakra after this. I feel like it's a psychic attack, so I would advise a lot of you as well to just sit with your throat chakra, maybe do a guided meditation from YouTube that you're drawn to, or just listen to frequency music and just sit in meditation and in silence with your throat chakra. And I feel like a lot of you're going to have gems. They're saying gems that are going to come up from doing this. And if you do this, take time to do this, even if it's just like 10 minutes every day, a lot of gems are going to come up, and it's going to assist you in realigning your throat chakra and really speaking truth. And if you are like a psychic as well, this will help with giving accurate readings that will resonate more with people. But that is all the messages that is coming out in this reading. I hope that did resonate with someone out there, and I'll see you in my next video.